Well, hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. I am struggling to put myself on the screen at the moment. That's me, just struggling with life, to be honest. Hey, welcome to a very bright faced me as I've just looked at the screen. Probably should have checked this before, but I am coming at you from my mum's house in the UK. I am back after 7 months in Mexico, so currently visiting my mum. This stream is sponsored by Jetlag, and I got back really late last night. But we're going to talk. We're going to do what we do. We're going to talk Star Wars news. As always, there isn't any Star Wars news, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So I hope you're all doing well, whoever's here. Can I make myself less bright? Let's try that. I realize this is quite a frightening look right now. I'm sorry if any of you are feeling frightened by my frightening look. It definitely wasn't this bright earlier. Right. Okay. Let's say hello to those who are in the chat already. Glenn the Geeky Hippie telling you to do the right thing, and that is to hit that like button, click or tap on it, but only once to do the right thing. Hello to Gaz Nottingham as well, who was tweeting out this stream earlier, spreading the good word. Hope you're doing well, Gaz. We're in the same time zone. Meanwhile, I am running away from Glenn the Geeky Hippie Pun Lord in terms of time zone, moving further away from him than when I was over in Mexico. Alpha Monkey's here as well. Good to see you, Monkey. Welcome back to the UK. Thank you. Thank you. Doesn't feel good to be back yet because I'm tired. Everything feels just tired right now. But no, it does feel good. It does feel good. And it also doesn't feel that cold, despite coming from Mexico City. Mexico City, if you haven't been before, it's kind of like, I don't know, spring all year round almost. So it never really gets, it does get really hot, but it doesn't consistently get crazy hot. Equally, it can be quite cool, So, sometimes in like November, December, you have to dress up pretty warm in the mornings and the evenings, but in the daytime, you got to strip it all off because it does get pretty nice. Explaining computers. Hello again. 2 weeks in a row, I think you've made it on the live, in the real time live stream. And also Star Wars Meg as well. Hope you're doing well. Also in the UK, we're back on the same time zone, Meg. And I'm sorry to everybody just joining now for the scary look that I have produced, that I am putting YouTube through right now. I could just turn this light off, but then I think it would look even worse. No, I think it's better. The light's staying off. It's better, isn't it? It's definitely less scary. Anyway, who else is here? David's here as well. Hope you're doing well, David. And yeah, force choke that like button, people. And yeah, good to see some familiar faces, names as always. So it's not going to be the longest stream of all time. Like I said, we're here to talk the week's Star Wars news, but there ain't any. But we'll talk about it anyway. Clay's hello to you. Hope you're doing good. And Anders as well. And also David. Good to see you. David, you were here last week as well. So I think David and Explaining Computers have made it 2 weeks in a row to the live stream, which is always nice to see. So yeah, anyway, let's get into the news. Live from my mum's house in the UK, by the way, for anybody who's just joined. I am a little bit jet lagged, but there was no way I would let you down over a silly little thing like a jet lag. So let's talk about the first thing. So the first thing is Obi-Wan Kenobi star shares big challenge of role in new Star Wars series. Could just leave it at this, really. It was a sweaty suit. Who do you think it is, if you don't know already? You'd probably think Vader, wouldn't you, to be honest, because you can always imagine that being a pretty sweaty suit. And Kenobi was filmed in LA, we're led to believe, where the weather is often sweaty, sweat. No, Rupert Friend. Obi-Wan Kenobi actor Rupert Friend has opened up about the challenges of playing the Grand Inquisitor. And this was probably one of the most talked about moments, reveals, roles from that trailer that dropped. I think a lot of people were a little bit disappointed with the way the character looked, at least. And these, of course, will be people more familiar with the character than I, i.e. people who have seen Rebels. But before you get on my back, I'm watching Rebels it's happening. And I can already see a good reference to what I've just been alluding to from Meg there. I hear the Grand Inquisitor will be well-rounded. So let me just read a little bit more about this article. There's not much. It's as always, we're scraping the barrel with this stream, but it's always good to hang out. But this is what Rupert Friend said on the BBC's The One Show, which is kind of hard to explain, guys, if you're not from the UK and you don't know The One Show. It's a weird little show, a kind of magazine format, but that's all I'm going to get into for now in terms of what The One Show is. But let's just talk about what Rupert Friend said on The One Show just 2 days ago, April 12th, talking to Alex Jones and Jermaine Genius about his hellish costume. All right, these are his words, the words of Rupert Friend in my voice. It was a sweaty suit, and I did sweat buckets inside the prosthetics, which would pour across my face at the end of the day and make me look like a very, very miserable clown. So maybe as Meg pointed out, the roundness of the Grand Inquisitor's live action look might be down to the fact it simply just melted. Maybe it was more of a cone head to begin with. Who knows? He also spoke a little bit further, obviously not saying too much. He can't. He also wasn't there to promote Kenobi. He was promoting, I assume, the wonderful story of Henry Sugar. Or was it something else? But anyway, he also said it was so worth it, putting himself through the sweaty pain to bring the character to life. And there it is, the rounded head. He said it's amazing. They have literally built a universe over the years, and the incredible thing about is the relationship between the stories and the fans is completely interlaced. They are as connected with those stories as those of us who make it, and you really feel like you're in dialogue as you do it. It's an amazing thing to be a part of. Next up, a friend is a role in Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. So maybe he was promoting that. I don't know what he was promoting, but it wasn't Kenobi. But obviously, researchers on The One Show will find out quite quickly he's going to be in Kenobi, and they would be daft not to ask a question. Again, questions that he can't really answer. There is another Kenobi employee who's been talking it up recently, which we'll come on to in a moment. Let me just pop over to the chat again. Glenn the Geeky Hippie says, Rupert Friend is a great actor, excellent on Homeland. Jane Flake says, hello, Jane. I am just reading one of the Vader novels that goes into details of Vader's suit, and it's not pleasant, so it could well have been him. Yeah, I'm sure Hayden and any stunt double actor who stood in for Vader in any Vader performance has also sweated a bucket loads as well. I don't love Rebels yet. I don't love Rebels yet. I haven't started yet, so I can't love it yet, but I'm sure I will, and it will be probably happening. It's going to have to start happening next week because I really need to get this done and dusted before Kenobi. You know, that's the plan anyway. Gaz says, to be fair, his forehead looks bigger in that photo than in the trailer. Do you mean the photo of Rupert Friend or the photo of the Grand Inquisitor that I showed earlier? Alpha Monkey says, I'm still sad Jason Isaacs isn't in that suit. Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that. I mean, it's not uncommon for actors that provide the vocals for an animated character don't then play the live action version of that character. That's not uncommon, but it's also fairly rare. I don't know if it's fair to say rare, but it definitely tips in favor of another actor getting to do that live action role than not. I know Katie Sackhoff did do live action Bo-Katan, but I think more often than not it ends up being another actor. But you know, Jason Isaacs is not only a brilliant actor, but he's a big name too. He's a big name, and I know, again, as somebody who hasn't really watched Rebels, I still know that he was synonymous with that character. So I can imagine for a lot of people who know that character through Jason Isaacs will be quite I don't know if disappointed is strong, but maybe it is sad. Alpha Monkey's sad, but anyway, at least we'll find it a bit weird to begin with. Hoping can surprise us, adds Alpha Monkey. Star Wars Meg says, Jermaine Genius interviewed Rupert Friend. Maybe Wayne Rooney will interview Ewan McGregor next. Hey, wouldn't rule it out. would not rule it out. As long as the BBC gets their subtitles on point, I'll give it a go. I'll listen in, but definitely will need some Google Translate if Wayne Rooney's asking the questions, as will probably Ewan McGregor, even as a Scot. Yeah, sorry by the way, I'm struggling with my. I'm very stumbly tonight. I probably stumble a lot anyway, but I think I'm more stumbly than normal. If anyone's just joined, I'm very, very tired. I've just pretty much got back from Mexico. Didn't really get much sleep for a while because it was a long journey, a lot of delays, making it what is a long journey even longer. Thank you. Delays. I won't name names, but British Airways. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, so where were we? There's lots of other comments in the chat. Gaz Nottingham is confident that he'll be great as the Grand Inquisitor, Rupert Friend. Glenn feels for the guys who played the Gamorreans on Book of Boba. Yeah, I want to interview one of them. I've actually got an interview in the can that I haven't released. I recorded it ages ago with Stephen Constantino, who played one of the original Gamorreans. And he wasn't doing the studio Gamorreans in the UK. He was doing the actual on location, for the sail barge out in the Arizona desert, I believe, or was it California? But anyway, it was hot. So yeah, I imagine the Gamorreans on Book of Boba are mostly in the volume, which studio lighting these days is nowhere near as hot as it used to be. So I imagine it wasn't too bad for them, but probably still bad. David says Mando season 3 release date leaked, rumored to be summer 2022 via Moff Gideon himself. Well, I imagine he's doing the rounds at the moment, isn't he? Because Better Call Saul is out pretty soon. I think like next week. So Giancarlo Esposito is a big part of that, as Gus Fring is a big part of Better Call Saul. So I imagine he's going to be doing a few interviews around about this time. And he's definitely slipped up in the past, hasn't he? In terms of giving little details out about Mando season 2. I think something's in my head there about that. But I did hear that they've wrapped, but summer 22 seems a little bit too soon. Hey, I'll take it, but I feel like it's more likely to be winter, November, December, like Boba was and Mando season 2 was, right? The Sarge is here. Always good to see you, Sarge. I saw a few posts on Instagram a couple of weeks back. All looked great. I think you were on your travels. And the Sarge says, I have no doubt Rupert Friend will deliver, regardless of his character's head shape. He was indeed the best part of Homeland. So yeah, 2 shouts for Friend. 2 friendly shouts for Friend in Homeland so far. David, copied from above. And oh, no, I didn't. To be honest, I completely forgot. Can you send it again? And also, do you know something else I completely forgot? It was to sort out the admin or moderator situation with the chat. But now I'm back in the UK and I guess life will be a little bit more normal. Then I'm going to get on top of all that. There's a lot of stuff happening with the channel soon. So yeah, I'll get onto that. But if you can post a link again, if it lets you, I'll take a look at it. But again, I do think anything before October seems a bit too soon for Mando season 3. Gaz says Giancarlo Esposito didn't read the small print on leaks. He has done it before, hasn't he? But hey, he seems brilliant in interviews. He plays some pretty mean characters, or at least he's best known for playing some pretty mean characters, but just seems like the loveliest guy in real life. Gaz says, hey, you met Femi. Gaz didn't say, hey, you met Femi. I just said that. Gaz said, I met the lady who played Ula at Star Wars Echo Base a few weeks ago. She was really cool. Love Femi. Yeah, really nice. And that interview is on my channel, on our channel, is one that, I did like 7 years ago or something, and it's still getting views. Collectively, it hasn't got huge views, but it consistently gets views and consistently gets comments as well. So yeah, it was really fun interviewing her, and it seems like people really enjoyed that interview with her as well. But yeah, really nice lady. I'm glad you had a good experience with her. Meg says they could have gone for a pointed tip a la Patrick Star from SpongeBob. They could have. I mean, I'm just pretending I know what you're talking about right now because I never got in on the old SpongeBob train, to be honest. That soapy train. I see a lot of memes though, and I don't understand those memes either. I feel like I'm just too old for life now. Am I just too old for life? I get confused by memes on a daily basis. Gaz is happy to moderate. Thank you, Gaz. I'm going to try and remember before next week, and I don't know if I need to ask. I mean, obviously, I should ask your permission in advance anyway, but I don't know what the process is. But I'm going to look into it. Okay, so if you get some kind of random thing, you know what it is. But maybe I have to do. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. All right. I'm going to figure life out as well in the meantime, and what SpongeBob Squarey Pantsy thing is as well. David, it won't let me post a link, but a quick Google should get you to Disney. Oh, it's Disney Insider. I remember. Yeah, Kenobi episode writers. Cool, man. I will do that. Esposito made an oddly specific point to mention the summer, but it certainly seems early to me as well. I'm with you thinking this winter makes more sense, but we shall see. Maybe something's going to come in the summer. Maybe, I mean, seeing as they put 2 episodes of season 3 in a completely different series, who knows what they're going to do? But maybe a trailer or something is going to come in the summer. Maybe a trailer is going to come at Celebration. Alpha Monkey says, Ula video is one of the first videos I saw on your channel. Hey, that's the one that lured you in, and you're yet to escape, Alpha Monkey. Glenn, yeah, I'll come back to you on that. I might need some time, but I'll definitely share what I learn with you. All right, let's bring in the final story. So, somebody else has been talking about their role with Kenobi. This one is a little bit more revealing, actually, but also coming from a behind-the-scenes point of view. So, sorry, I need to get the actual right window open on my other screen. So one of the writers, actually, Joby Harold. So after David mentioned the writing leaks, Joby Harold, one of the writers involved, has opened up a little bit on the dark new Star Wars series. So here's Digital Spy, although Joby was talking to Entertainment Weekly. So he has revealed some I mean, I think it's all stuff that we guessed and all stuff that the trailer tells us anyway, but it's quite interesting still to hear what he said. But I don't think he's necessarily revealed new plot details. But yeah, all is not well in the galaxy far, far away. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Harold talked through where things will kick off in the spin-off show. So he's confirmed some timings. I think he's confirmed that Obi-Wan Kenobi will take place a decade after the events of Revenge of the Sith, in a time of darkness in the galaxy. The Empire is in the ascendancy, and all of the horrors that come with the Empire are being made manifesting throughout the galaxy. Being made to manifest through the galaxy? I don't know, Digital Spy. I don't know what you're writing here, but I mean, I stumble without weird writing, so don't make it worse for me. Anyway, and the Jedi Order, as we know them, are all but wiped out. So everything that was in the prequels has crumbled. I mean, we kind of knew that anyway. It was crumbling as the prequels ended, but still cool. Those surviving Jedi, those that do survive, are on the run and they're in hiding. And Vader and his Inquisitors are chasing them to the end of the galaxy. It's interesting that he is talking about them. Are we going to see other Jedi in this series, perhaps? Obviously, the focus will be on Kenobi. And I've got a phone issue, by the way, which is why the internet's throwing new phones at me at the moment. Considering how Obi-Wan's story ends in episode 3, it's no surprise that he and any other surviving Jedi are living in strained circumstances. So back to some words now from Joby. Within that hopeless, fantastic world, sorry guys, we find possibly the most famous of all our surviving Jedi in hiding, struggling with that faith that defines the Jedi and wanting to hold on to it and hoping to regain that faith within that sort of hopeless world, Harold explained. And that kind of speaks to me as well, or reminds me, I should say, of, I think it's the opening line in the in the trailer, we just get a voiceover from Ewan McGregor saying, the Jedi are over, the battle has been lost, it's over, that kind of thing, paraphrasing there. And this kind of speaks to me, or again reminds me of that, and clearly, or it seems anyway, that there is going to be some sort of disconnect that Kenobi's feeling towards the Jedi way, towards the Force. Maybe he literally does disconnect from the Force. So he's obviously going to spend some of this series, trying to kind of regain that faith, as the line from Joby says there, which I think is interesting. I don't want this to be a particularly happy series. I think Kenobi needs to have some time for reflection, a bit of PTSD and what have you, as I know Jane has mentioned before in the chat, a little bit more. And Harold also says that the show will explore how Obi-Wan transforms from the man we see in the prequels into Sir Alec Guinness's version in A New Hope. So here's another quote from him. Obi-Wan is defined by his past to a pretty great degree. We meet a man who's very much defined by that history, whether he wants to be or not. Part of the journey of what he goes through is reconciling that past and coming to understand it and coming to understand his place in it. And that journey and the places he has to go to emotionally as well as physically, and some of those battles he has to fight, are very much to do with facing that past and understanding who he was, his part in his own history, in the history of others. I imagine others might involve a certain Anakin Skywalker there. But anyway, again, nothing particularly revolutionary. There was no Esposito style leaks there, I don't think. We probably learned absolutely nothing new, but still interesting. And I'm still cautious. I'm still very excited, but also cautiously optimistic for this series. Right, let's get back to the chat before we wrap things up. So Alpha Monkey says, manifesting a new Obi-Wan trailer. We need more. We do need more. I imagine we'll start getting those smaller TV drop type things soon. I mean, there's not going to be anything at, there's no point showing a trailer at Celebration. No point waiting till then, because the series is basically out at the same time, isn't it? So I imagine we'll start to get those little TV shorter drop type things soon. Quinlan Voss from Glenn the Geeky Hippie. Excuse me. Gaz says Revenge of the Sith ended on the darkest note for Obi-Wan, and A New Hope was the start of the return to the light. It makes sense that the show will be a natural transition from utter terror, depression, to hope. Yeah, I like it. Jane Flakes also saying that Quinlan Fast would be cool as well, although Dark Disciple was so sad I will cry when I see him. Alpha Monkey's got some catching up to do, is yet to read Dark Disciple. And Jane, just piling on the pressure here, says do read it. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. Gaz says, I'd be happy without another trailer at this point. I'm hyped already and want to see everything with fresh eyes when I see this show. I don't think we're going to get another full trailer, but I think that we're definitely going to get some of those smaller TV drops, which will only include, a few extra shots that we haven't seen already. I don't think they're going to go too much on the trailer trail with this now at this point, as it gets so close to release. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I don't think they need to reveal any more now. It's so close anyway. Jane puts a very good question to the group here. When are we going to get a trailer for Andor, though? We need that fairly soon. Hey, I was actually, this is my Andor connection. I had a drink in one of Diego Luna's bars in Mexico City just the other week. Cool little place, and the thing I liked about it was that it's not a fancy pants bar. It's just a normal, almost a Mexican cantina type bar. Nothing fancy about it. It was pretty chilled and full of locals as well, apart from me. Anyway, I think Celebration. I think there's going to be a fair bit for Andor at Celebration. I mean, they've wrapped so long ago here in the UK on that series. It's only, surely, only a matter of time. And is it meant to come out in It's around September. Am I imagining that? There's no official release date, is there? There's just been rumors. But again, I imagine they've pretty much wrapped post-production by now. I can see another shout for Quinlan Foss as well. Alpha Monkey's chugging through the High Republic books right now. I'm sort of keeping clear of books at the moment. I've got Rebels to get through, so don't start any campaign to get me reading books, please, people. Not yet, anyway. Christopher of Explaining Computer says, really looking forward to Kenobi and to the Bad Batch Season 2. Also, lots of new Star Wars coloring in the space between the prequels and the original trilogy. Yeah, and Kenobi is definitely going to be an interesting area of time to color in as well, because I suppose the Rebel Alliance are going to be barely formed at this point. Certainly not as well formed as we know them from, say, the original trilogy, of course, but also Rogue One. But I am coming at this from someone who hasn't seen Rebels yet. And yeah, equally, if it's only 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, I suppose, like, now we're used to seeing the Empire rebuilding with the Mandalorian and the new version, if you like, with the First Order. But the Empire surely aren't going to be in fifth gear at this point in Kenobi, so it might be quite an interesting time to see them, at 10 years old. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, Bad Batch Season 2, not so much, but I am definitely still going to be there for that. I did enjoy the first season. As somebody who's, only recently been discovering animated Star Wars, I did enjoy the Bad Batch. And I watched it, pretty much off the back of watching the Clone Wars for the first time. So yeah, it was a great ride through early lockdown days. Those were the days back in probably March 2020, right? Yeah, and I can see some more love for Dark Disciple, another book I've not read. Clay's is +1ing that point from Explaining Computers there. And also, sorry, I lost the page. Jane Flake says, I've just read Star Wars Ronin. That was a trial by words, even as a member of the LGBTQ plus community. I found it hard to follow in places. So that was the, was it a follow-up or like an expansion of the short story with Star Wars Visions? Or I guess a separate story, right? Involving the same character. I saw the cover for it. The cover looks cool, at least. Oh, speaking of which, we are getting a second series of Visions. Not sure if this is verified. So there's a rumor coming from Gaz Nottingham there. I'm sure he heard it from someone else, though. But yeah, that'd be cool. I enjoyed Visions. For the most part, I enjoyed it. There was a few that I would happily never watch again, but for the most part, it was good fun. Visions. David, just want to throw a quick hashtag Lightspeed tonight out there. Yeah, mate, I know I've said this for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've said it, but I am going to email you soon because I need to ask you something regarding that thing. Alpha Monkey also saw the Vision Season 2 rumor. I would not be surprised to get more Visions either, to be honest. I think it makes sense. And I think generally it was pretty well received, wasn't it? Power Droid Girl says Andor is going to be far more important than most fans think. I'm certain of it. Yeah, I think there's so much potential with Andor in terms of the timeline, in terms of the cast that we know about so far, in terms of the way they filmed it. It's pretty much had a traditional movie approach. A lot of filming on location, real locations around the UK, for example. And also, nobody's really talking about it. I feel like we bring it up quite often, but generally, people don't seem very excited by it. All the talk was Boba Fett, of course. Now it's Kenobi, of course. I feel like Andor's just going to kind of creep up on us and take a lot of people, I hope, by a pleasant surprise. And David adds that there was talk of Star Wars Vision Season 2 yesterday. So, yeah, this Season 2 malarkey seems to have legs. There's a heavy rumor. And again, I think it would make sense. And Jane Flates confirms that the book is an expansion of Visions. Glenn, you don't have to sit down. You can stand up for Visions, to be honest. They're not very long. They're pretty short episodes. Just watch them, man. All right. You give me all this grief about not watching Rebels. Anyway, a couple more comments then. I think we'll say good night. It's weird doing this at nighttime again. Alpha Monkey says, I'm hoping they explore the Fulcrum network in Andor. I feel like it might be connected to the Ahsoka series. That's something, definitely a direction Star Wars is going in, as we saw in Book of Boba. everything's going to be connected to everything now, isn't it? And that's cool. That's cool. But I'm always a fan of making the galaxy bigger rather than smaller. But still, I enjoy connections as well to the things I love. Is that a chalkboard behind Jamie? No, I would be in so much trouble if I chalked on that board. Sounds weird. That's a blind, and I'm at my mom's house at the moment, so she would not be very happy if I started. Yeah. Power Droid Girl speaks many truths. This is true. This is true. That she does. All right, everybody. Sorry, it's been a weird little stream. I started off like the Blair Witch Project with a weird light. And, well, I think we're all used to not having anything to talk about by now, but we somehow still managed to fill 30 minutes. So we don't need any news. We can do a stream. But yeah, anyway, so I'm back in the UK now, and I'm going to start putting in a few plans that I've had for the channel for a little while now into actual fruition. So yeah, lots to come on the channel, lots to come for Star Wars, and Lightspeed tonight will Jane, you asked me recently, will there be any news on it? You will hear first on Patreon, but there will be an episode before the Kenobi series starts. That's like my goal. So kind of early to mid-May-ish is the plan at the moment. It just makes complete sense, right? I'm hoping Kenobi sort of lifts the mood a little bit, and Lightspeed tonight maybe nobody will notice it, but still, I'm hoping Kenobi will lift the mood, and then people will be like, oh, let's watch this weird thing. I don't think there'll be any connection between the two series, to be honest. But anyway, it just feels like that's the time where hopefully Star Wars will be alive again, because I don't feel like it really happened with the Book of Boba Fett. Didn't really feel like YouTube really was as alive as was on fire as I was kind of hoping, as it kind of was with Mando. And for right or wrong, depending on whose comments you were reading during the sequel trilogy as well, when each film came out, there was a buzz. Whether you like those films or not, there was still a buzz on YouTube, and there was for Mando as well. But I really didn't feel it for Book of Boba Fett. So I'm hoping Kenobi will bring that, and from a selfish point of view, have a positive effect on the channel as well. So I have plans to go big on Kenobi as well with you guys here. So anyway, she's banned. She's banned. These streams are bad enough, Jane. We're not letting her drag us down into the relegation zone. We've been fighting relegation for a long time now. She'll probably get a cameo at some point, because even though I've told her before what I'm doing, and she'll just walk in and open that closet or whatever. So she'll probably get one, but it will most definitely be uninvited. David says, cheers, my friend. Another great stream as always. Get some rest, mate. Looking forward to chatting about LT soon. Thanks, mate. And I hope you're doing good. You and family. Clay says, thanks, Jamie. Have a great Easter weekend. Happy Easter to everybody that celebrates. And if you're just a fan of chocolate, is it only a UK thing, Easter eggs? Is it a European thing? I don't think I've definitely been in the States around April, and I don't think I've ever seen Easter eggs. So is it a UK or European thing? Anyway, happy Easter, everybody, if you celebrate. Alpha Monkey says, rest up, Jamie, and happy Easter all. Thank you, Jane. And thank you to Glenn as well, and Power Droid Girl, and Gaz Nottingham. Final words from Gaz, the Book of Boba Fett. I'm guessing there will be a buzz about it before Mando Season 3, considering the important stuff that happens in it. Yeah, I think the buzz will definitely be back for Mando Season 3, and hopefully for Kenobi as well. Relegated, yeah. I was talking in football language really there, and round ball football. I ain't saying the S word. All right, everybody. I don't swear on this channel. I hope you're all doing good. I hope you all have a great evening or day wherever you are on this football around one that we call Planet Earth. And I will be back this time. I think this time next week, but definitely next week. Maybe an hour earlier again, but we'll see. I will communicate that via Twitter and the YouTube community tab. But if you don't hear anything from me, it'll be the same time next week. All right, everyone, start waving. I'm hitting that end broadcast button, but thank you. And yeah, I'm gonna get some rest. All right, take care, everyone.